dialed in to Bucks and Brews, you might hear something you can use. Like tips on your cash or tips on the suds. You're gonna want to use the smarts of these studs. Cause they know the brews, and they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks. So listen up, cause shit's not funny. And save yourself some beer money. Bucks and Brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and Brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. If you can see us, we're all in different locations today for various reasons. I'm in the studio. Nick and Mike were both going to join me, and Mike got ready to leave, started not feeling as quite himself, so he decided he'd rather stay home. And then Nick, what happened?
Can it hear you?
He was on mute.
Sorry, I got a scam phone call.
Oh, yep.
You love
Can't really take those when you're on the phone.
Yeah, so anyway, sorry. So Mike, not feeling so great. Sorry to hear that, bud.
Yeah, and then there's Nick, who you want to fill everybody in on your fun?
Yeah, so my wife is headed to Detroit to go see a concert tonight. Macklemore and Imagine Dragons. She's taking my 7-year-old to her first ever concert.
Nice.
And we're on M6 out here in our little town. All of a sudden she goes, "Hey, my battery light kicked on." She's like, "Hey, a bunch of other lights kicked on." I was like, "Shit." So I was like, "Hey, I'm right here." She happened to be right in the same thing. I cut over an emergency vehicle only, turned around, made the same exit, swapped her cars. I said, "Here, take mine." Finished going to Detroit. I grabbed hers. I got halfway home, had to pull into a parking lot because the car fucking wouldn't give it anymore. So dealing with an alternator issue on that thing right now.
So you're having a really good day.
Yeah, I mean, last week it was a fucking starter. So, yeah.
We love car problems, don't we?
I did just buy a new tool, so I guess that's good.
Something new to use, huh?
Yeah. And I go because it's a hard to reach spot, and I don't want to sit here and deal with these, And I go to try to put it down. Oh, there's a metal fucking piece right in the way, and I was like, "Yep, that's just how this is gonna go, isn't it?"
You gotta love it when that happens.
Yeah,
They make it harder and harder working on cars nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane. I'm getting pissy. So
I don't blame you. So
but today,
yes.
I have something special for you guys.
Oh, I love special things.
I have Mountain Dew hard is what it's called. Zero sugar. So at first I thought they were seltzers, but they're actually like it's a beer. And I have the watermelons left. I'm not a huge watermelon fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have a giant Baja Blast still in there, and the regular Mountain Dew. The Baja Blast is probably the best one. And then they have a cherry, like a black cherry, so it's not the Code Red, right? But
yeah,
the Mountain Dews are actually really good. And then of course I have the what I'm starting with, my tried and true, always blue, Bud Light, baby.
Of course you are.
Yeah, because I just want to polish one off and then get to some other stuff. And I told you guys before this, I might get up in the middle of it and go make a freaking drink because I'm looking at my liquor station over there.
Oh, jeez, wow.
So I'm like, I kind of.
You make an old fashioned?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So I'm looking at everything. I was like, oh, there's my glasses. I can get an ice cube. Yep. I got everything to make it right now.
So I'm a little different this week. I've been, going the non-alcoholic route.
Yeah.
I've had a fucking week and a half. So I have a Reds.
This
one's a black cherry Reds.
Oh, nice.
Oh, for those that don't know, 2 weeks ago today, my daughter had wrist surgery again. So I had to take her to that. That was pretty smooth. I worked at her place after we got her back home, and everything was great. A sooner surgery opened up for my wife, so she was able to go Monday, and a week ago Monday and get her surgery, which, of course, there were complications at, because why not? So she ended up with a 2-day hospital stay. I got home that Monday night, and I didn't go to sleep until about 10:30, and that was really stupid. because I got a phone call at 2:15. My mother had fallen and broken her hip.
Jeez.
So down to Plainwell I go at 2:15 in the morning. So to
Yep.
say I'm running on fumes would be a huge fucking understatement.
As if he passes out in the little van seat that's in the
Podcasting room.
podcast room there, it may not be surprised.
Yeah. So it's been a couple weeks, and my mother is with us until at least the weekend, it looks like. So we're
Okay.
helping take care of her. So I got her and Dawn both laid up. I'm working full time at break room. Working full time at my normal job. I'm having a couple of drinks tonight.
Yeah. Say, good for you.
Thank you. Mike, are you drinking anything?
Not right now. I mean, I've got a couple of either non-alcoholic options in my fridge that I might grab later, or maybe I'll grab one of the distilled sours that I still have.
Sounds like you need a hot toddy if you're not feeling well. I'll bring you some whiskey.
So we definitely have we have a planned agenda for tonight, which we always do, and then we stray. So let's stray in the beginning.
Agenda.
Something big happened today.
Go on.
So the Biden administration has basically signed into law that they are going to forgive $10,000 of student debt.
Yep.
If you qualified for the Pell Grant, they'll forgive $20,000.
Yep.
Oh, that's huge news for anybody that's shouldering that student debt right now.
Oh, do I get repaid because I paid my debt off?
No.
Oh, that sucks. Way to be responsible, me. Fuck me, right?
Hey,
You say.
I never really had student loans, but if I
Right.
had student loans, I'd be happy for the people that are getting out of that now.
Say. Yeah. Now, is there qualifications? Do you have to have paid at some point?
I did not look deeply into the qualifications.
Yeah. I seen it came out. I quickly seen a write up, and I didn't research it enough. Right now.
My understanding is if you have debt and you make as a single person less than 125 or as a married couple less than 250, they're just going to forgive whatever that amount may be, depending on what you had. So if you had the
Sure.
Pell Grant, they're going to just forgive 20,000. If you had no Pell Grant, they're just going to forgive 10.
Gotcha.
And I mean, I know people right now that, for example, one of our employees took out a $10,000 loan and it's up to 18,000, even though she's been paying on it. It's all interest. So I mean, if they forgave 10,000 of that, let's say she didn't get the Pell Grant, that'd be huge because that's basically the interest she's paid on it.
Yeah, and let's say the problem is you got to continue to make that payment. I'm hoping that it actually helps some people out. I'm not a fan of taking out debt and not paying it, right?
And I would agree, except a lot of these loans were predatory.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason she should have taken out a $10,000 loan and have been paying on it. Now she owes almost double.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous to me.
Yep. Oh man. Let's say. So side note, you keep seeing my hand come to the fucking thing. A lot of things are changing in the Nick Watkins money life. I'm finally becoming a normal human.
What does that mean?
I was gonna say,
We dropped T-Mobile and told them to go fuck themselves.
I have no problem with T-Mobile, by the way.
Oh, I couldn't stand my phone. I couldn't stand my service. It just sucked. Everybody got free phones. I think I'm paying like $7 because I got a very classy phone, supposedly. And I hate it because right now it says tap to access video effects, right? And there's an X and I can't get the fucking X to go away, and I'm getting really annoyed. But now with going to Verizon, which is where we are, and I've been with Nextel, Sprint, and T-Mobile for 17, 18 years of my life, right? I mean, my entire fucking phone career, besides a prepay when I was like 16, has been this. And then with our phone plan, we're actually getting internet at the house.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's going to ship soon. It'll be Wi-Fi, $25 a month, unlimited internet and stuff. So hopefully that works out well. 5G and yada yada yada. So
Actually do like streaming services at your house?
yeah, apparently it's and then with Verizon, right? We get Hulu, Disney,
Mhm.
all this shit for free. So we're gonna be a normal human for the first time ever.
I mean, 3 normal humans, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are gonna be somewhat normal.
I mean, you won't be normal, but the other 2.
That's a fact. I do tell you that this is annoying me. I wish I was in the office, David, joining you there, but
I told you I'd pick you up.
Yeah, but I wanted to get this car done, and I want to get it. So it's in the back of my mind right now. I'm like, God dang, I just want this thing done.
Well, I guess with that being the case, let's get to our actual subject of tonight, which is quiet quitting.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that term. So Mike thought this would be a great episode for Jim to join us on. Unfortunately, Jim was a little busy tonight. So I said to him, yeah, we're going to talk about quiet quitting. And Jim goes, yeah, I hate that term. I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, I've quiet quitted. I've loudly quitted. And he goes, I call it work to rule. I think that's a much better term.
Work to rule.
Yeah.
My mom is going to be 60 this year, right?
Yes.
And she asked me what the topic tonight was, and I said quiet quitting. And she goes, what's that? And I was, I kind of describing it. And she goes, that sounds like being lazy. And I said, see, that's the problem. You old fucking people are so used to, if you work hard, you'll get promoted. And now that's not the case. And we people are sick and tired of it for working for fucking, the same amount of money doing a hell of a lot more. It's just not going to happen.
So I can tell you in 2015, when I went from hourly to salary, I quietly quit. You get 40 hours out of me. If I'm really, really busy, you'll get 45.
Right.
But you don't pay for my services to work extra anymore. When you did, I was happy to work extra. But now, every minute I put in over 40 is free for you and costs me something, whether it's time, stress, time away from my family, whatever it is, it's costing me something to give you that. So I'm not doing that anymore. Now, if we're in the really busy season, I'll work up to 45. That's fine.
Yep.
But we also have the agreement that if I work 45 hours, 3 straight weeks, you owe me 15 hours somewhere, and it's probably coming during softball season.
Yeah.
When I got to kick out of there at 2, but I really should work until 2:30, I'm going to take that half hour.
Yep.
And I think quiet quitting is just the dumbest fucking term ever, because again, it is skewed towards the business.
Oh yeah.
And like your mom said, it sounds lazy to me. No. They contract you for a certain number of hours a week.
Yep.
Nothing says you have to give them more than that.
No, it's not even just a certain amount of hours, right? It's a certain job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times has your job become, hey, I need you to go over here and help out. When I was working in a warehouse, right? In theory, my job was to load and unload trucks, right? And that's what I said, okay, I'll do it. And then, oh, hey, we're going to change things up. We need you to start scanning this stuff and load and unload trucks. That's now your new work thing. I didn't get a fucking raise for that.
Yep.
Oh, hey, David called in today. I need you to go over there and take care of this. Hey, would you mind helping unload that truck? Granted, I tell you it's loading and unloading, but, there's 2 different departments and stuff, Oh, can you go over there and give them a hand? They're behind. Oh, hey, can you go do this? You know what the fuck I got for that? Nothing, right? Not an attaboy, not a fucking anything. I do give Gentex credit in the fact that they give bonuses. And with that bonus, I looked at it as, because I went and helped out doing this, we made more money because of that, right?
Right.
And so, I give that some credit. So, but, there's too many people, you see the videos of, hey, Janet quit today. We're going to need you to go do, her job and your job. Do I get her pay and my pay? Right?
Dude,
Well, I can tell you, I remember a time when it was probably 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. It's probably 2016. And I was handling a certain process for our company. And it was something with the government that I was handling, all right? And it had a certain timeline that it had to be done on. And the timeline closed at, I want to say, 9 o'clock that night. And the window doesn't open for 2 more weeks. So if you don't have it submitted, you're waiting 2 weeks to submit anything. I remember being on the phone with a senior vice president and him going, all right, well, we're going to call you if we have any issues. And I said, you can call me, but I'm not available the rest of the night. And they go, what do you mean? I'm a softball coach. I got a game to go coach. I'll be unavailable from 3 o'clock until 9 o'clock tonight. And I remember him going, do you really think that's acceptable? Yeah, I do, because this is something that I've had in place for several years now. And you don't pay me to work until 9 p.m.
Yep.
I'm not available. I'm telling you specifically, I'm not available. There were 8 weeks to get this done. Your staff didn't get it done. That does not make it my emergency. And my brand new boss called me and goes, what in the hell is going on? And I had to sit there and explain to her. And mind you, it wasn't even my boss, it was her boss. I had to explain to her what the hell was going on. And she goes, oh, so this was probably 15. She goes, so they had 8 weeks. I said, yep. And they didn't do anything about it. I said, yep. She goes, well, it sounds like a dumb problem. I said, yep.
it is the old saying of failure to plan on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part.
That's exactly it. And I mean, I've been one of those people that if you really need me and I'm, not available, you can text me. If I'm available, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But, like when we go on the cruise together, the 3 of us in October, I guarantee you, anybody texts me, I'm not available. I'm not taking that text. I don't care. I'm going to have a drink in my hand somewhere. And if you really want an answer from me at that point, you're going to learn what quiet quitting is all about.
Say, we kind of had that conversation today. I was out in Muskegon with a person from my office, and the words came out of, they have no idea what we actually fucking do, right?
Mhm.
Like the amount of stupid shit. So, here it is, 7 o'clock at night. I've been called after work. I've been called multiple times. Like I don't work from 9 to 5 or, anything like that. Like I work 24/7, 365. So, I don't know, when it comes to the cruise, right? Like, yeah, if I have service, I'll be taking my calls, and I'll be taking my emails and my text messages.
No, and that's absolutely fine. I mean, if you have the ability to do it and you don't mind, that's great.
Yeah.
I'll have the ability to do it, but I do mind.
Yep. And that's it. Like, let's say, so I want to touch back real quick.
Yeah.
On my phone. So I got this new phone, right? The people are telling me that this battery is the best battery out there. Okay. It'll last me 3 fucking days. Okay.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I said, that's not a fucking chance. I said, you won't have to charge your battery. Now, mind you, one thing they did tell me, which was true or close to it, is a 20-minute charge will basically fill my phone, right? This thing is the quickest fucking charging I've ever had. I don't know how long I plugged it in. I texted you guys saying it's not looking good, came back and got my phone and it was at like 80%, right? I don't know how long that, but I was like, damn, that was quick. But my phone literally got down to 4% as my wife's car was dead. And that was 3:30 this afternoon. And I got up actually kind of late today, about 8 o'clock is my start. So, it's lasting a little longer than some, but no, that's horseshit. I tell people all the time, I use my phone 24/7, 365. I mean, we hear it in the studio, right? It just constantly goes off.
Even if you didn't do it as a job, you do it for your own properties.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. And I do it for my own sanity. I play fucking video games. I'm not afraid to admit that. I don't have an Xbox or I mean I have a PlayStation. I've never, I don't play it, but I play Clash of Clans on my on my phone. I play another game.
Okay, you didn't play Clash of Clans for how long again?
Oh, like 8 years now. They just celebrated their 10th year anniversary. I might be all 10 years. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but you didn't play it for how long because the phone didn't fucking work?
Oh, like 8 months or 7 months, man. So maybe longer. I don't
And
fucking
you
know.
were pissed.
I was so pissed. And I got this new phone, and that was the one thing I said. I was like, God damn it, I just got my account back. And get this new phone, it loads right up, right in. I start playing, just a smile on my face. I was like, I'm doing all right in life.
I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Oh, it could have been, dude. And I got into the thing, and they're like, "Well, it costs $30 for us to transfer everything over for you, and because it takes our time." And I was like, "Okay, I don't fucking care. I told you to set my phone up, make sure it's ready to use. I need all my contacts. I need everything ready to go. I have photos. I need this. Just fucking make it happen, right?" Like, I don't know how to tell people I don't care without being a dick, right? Like, here's what I want. Here's how I want it. And I need this to go, and I need it to go yesterday.
So I'm not going to get into specifics of this, okay?
Yeah.
I'm talking to my coworker the other day, and she asked me a question. I said, well, do you want the nice answer or do you want the honest answer? And she goes, well, I'll put it to you this way. You're my asshole. I said, all right, you want the honest answer? Because that's the line I always use. Cons of being my friend, I'm an asshole. Pros of being my friend, I'm your asshole.
Say that's a fact. Oh.
And she's smart enough to know I am her asshole. I will give her the honest truth if she wants it. And I did.
Yep.
Mike and I had that talk the other day too, because when we were not drinking together, because we were drinking but not drinking.
Yeah.
Yep.
He even said it. I am very difficult to deal with. I'm very difficult to take. But when shit goes sideways, I'm the type of guy you want on your side.
Yep.
My ass is loyal to a fault.
It sucks, doesn't it?
It does, but I mean, it's what I am. So back to the quiet quitting thing. I mean, I don't know if you experience it at all, Nick, because you're literally available 24/7. But when you were at Gentex, did you ever sit there and go, yeah, I'm not fucking doing that anymore. I don't get any extra for doing it, and I'm good. Time to punch out. I'll go home, and it'll be here tomorrow. Whatever.
The problem is I've never been that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just not in me. But I will say I did it in different ways. Not where it was like, hey, I won't go do that or stuff like that. But it was I learned to stay away and just search online and start buying a house or doing something. Like I started doing things directly for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to admit, right? Like I would show up at 3:00 in the morning, and instead of starting right at work, I would start faxing over documents for buying a house and copying stuff off for I'd use company time and company stuff to get things done, right? Like, I learned, hey, you know what? This is my perk to being here. I'm not a thief. I don't steal things, let's say intentionally, right? You hear the story of the guy that gets fired for stealing a pen because he took it outside of the work thing, and that's company property. I've probably taken a pen or something, right? Like my office now has sticky notes. If you ask me, do I have them in my car? Yes. Have I used them non-personal, or have I used them for personal things? Probably, right? But they're there for my work aspect, and I'm in my car on a constant basis. So it's not an intentional theft, but when I go to my office and I've told them like, hey, I need to make a copy of this lease. Okay. and I just copy it, right? They don't mind. So but I will take personal time to do me things. So,
Well, and I know that, you were in the workforce for a long time before we lost Nick.
did you really?
We did. Well, you're talking, but we're not. Oh, you're back. Okay. So,
Sorry.
I mean, you've been in the workforce a long time, but you've had some obviously shifts because you went from Gentex to being laid off, and now you're doing property management and stuff. But I know in less than a month, I will celebrate my 20th year at my company. I know in about the same amount of time, Mike will celebrate his 25th year at his company.
Yep.
And I mean, I think that would be the exception nowadays to what really goes on. So like Jim, who joins us quite frequently, Jim has a new job every 3 years because he'll just go find a better opportunity.
Yep.
Whereas I could probably make more elsewhere. But when I look at it, really closely, they pay me a fair salary. I work from my house.
Yep.
I'm really good at what I do. I'm seen as an expert because I am an expert. What would be the benefit of me leaving at this point? If somebody's going to pay me $30,000 more a year, sure. But right now, I'm happy where I'm at. I know Mike and I have had that talk.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, it's where I'm in the position I'm currently in. I'm much like him. I'm kind of deemed an expert. That I could get paid probably more. But again, am I starting out? Would I do as well in something different or at a different company? And I mean, to kind of go with what we've talked about with the, going above and beyond. I mean, while I'm at work, if there's extra things that need help, if somebody else is a little too busy and I need help out, I'm more than happy to do it. When my workload requires me to put 45 or 50 hours a week in, I'll do it. But much like Dave was saying, if I put in that extra 10 hours a week, 1 week, don't give me shit if I work, only 35 hours, but put 40 down on my timesheet, in a month.
Yep. And, so people will say that that's stealing. And,
I mean, you could look at it as stealing both ways, though. I mean, if you're putting in extra time, they're stealing from you.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
but you're to trade that, though. You're not stealing. You're trading that. You're trading your time for their money.
So I mean, you can say that it's stealing
to an extent. Yes,
that's a misnomer.
If you're getting paid hourly, yes, you're trading your time. If you're salaried, it's not.
Yeah.
The same, the real extreme of it is, our buddy who basically is expected to get all the work done where he works, but gets in trouble if he puts more than 55 hours on his time card in a week, even though he might work 70. That's stealing.
Yep.
And of course, because he's a nice guy, he's happy to do it.
Fuck that.
All right. I'm happy to work what you pay me to work.
Yep.
If you want me to work 70 hours, you better pay me for that 70 hours. If you don't, I'm not working it.
It's the first time they would have said those words to me, I would have said, nope, you can go ahead and pay me that right now. Otherwise, I'm walking off this fucking job and I'll see you in court. Right?
Yeah, but he won't do that because,
Won't even apply for other jobs.
Let me interject here for a minute because I threw this out and I only had one person answer me. So next month, when I have a brand new porch, should we do a porch episode with him?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I was
fine.
the one who responded to you.
You are the one. Nick did not answer. So I will text him and say, hey, next month, let's do a porch episode.
Yeah. No, I've been so dang busy. And
You still find time to send TikToks all hours of the day.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
That's so, and it's hard because, right, it goes back and forth between the I need to do stuff and I need to mentally just not, right? Because if you just work on a constant, if you do that, like it sucks, man. I mean, you emotionally get fucking drained. You just go, I can do this. Where if I do it and I'm sending you guys TikToks, it's like, all right, I've officially just I need this little time, right? I have no problem with a phone call. It's different than a text, right? A text makes me have to work. A phone call is more, hey, you want an answer and you want it now, and we need this, and I can get that done, right? Like, I don't. If I at that point, if I can put it to the side, I'd put it to the fucking side. I'm like, yep, fuck this.
So I'm going to tell you both right now. There was a T-shirt made by Obvious T-shirts in 2018. Great T-shirt company. Shout out to them. They have a shop. I believe it's on Clark, just down the block from Wrigley Field. It said there's no fighting in the bleachers. They feel they need to bring this shirt back. So go and look for yesterday's highlights. And two dumbasses got into a fight in the fucking bleachers, and one guy got pushed and fell down like 5 or 6 benches.
The only fight allowed in the bleachers is right field sucks, left field sucks.
That's correct. And Mike and I both know left field sucks. So that is something fun to look up. It was a hell of a good fight. It lasted 2 seconds.
Yep. Sorry, my wife keeps texting me photos of my kid at the concert.
That's awesome that she took her to a concert. So, you know, my daughter's first concert,
What's that?
Cheetah Girls.
Cheetah girls, cheetah sisters.
One of my work wives, because I have 2 now,
Yeah.
took her and her daughter, because I'm not going to the fucking Cheetah Girls. I believe the first concert I took my daughter to might have been Metallica.
Nice.
We will go to concerts, but I'm not going to that shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. Courtney wanted to see Macklemore, and yeah.
I like
it was,
Imagine Dragons. They got some good songs.
that was expensive. I tell you that much.
Oh,
mean,
I'm sure it
granted-
was.
Now it's even fucking more because I have a car to fucking deal with.
Well, you know, it's funny because I remember Mike and I looked at Rolling Stones tickets in the United Center, and this was probably 98.
Yeah.
And they were like $150. And we're like, who the fuck would spend $150 on concert tickets?
Now $150 is a cheap concert.
Yeah, no shit.
Now those same United Center tickets for the Rolling Stones are going to be almost 1,000.
Yeah, we should have gone that.
Uh,
Instead, we
Yeah.
saw Joni Mitchell.
yeah, but again, you go to the Rolling Stones and you hear mostly whatever they're playing for that particular album.
Yeah, I want the hits.
I'm going to see Leonard Skinner for like front row for $40.
I saw them at the Allegan County Fair, which is where you're going.
That's where I'm going. Yeah.
I
I've seen
know.
them. I've seen them too. I've seen them a couple places. Once at the Allegan County Fair.
I
Yeah.
wish I could really see Leonard Skinner,
Yeah.
but they're all dead.
Let's see.
Yeah, what Gary, whatever his name is like the only original
Is
guy.
it Rossingham?
I think so.
You know,
Rossington, maybe? Rossing something.
One of the guitarists.
Yeah. Everybody else is dead.
One of like
Yep.
the 10 guitarists.
Ronnie's been dead for a long fucking time. Did Alan die in that crash too, or was Alan later?
I think Alan might have been later. I think Gary and Alan were
I think
there
you're right.
when the other van, when Stevie joined or whatever. his
Nick's
name.
sitting here going, what is this bullshit they're talking about?
no,
Big plane crash that killed like half the band.
no, it was 3/4 of the band. So
But still, yeah.
yeah, no, I know all
Pretty
about
much
it.
in their album that they were supporting, everybody who was like around the flame was the ones who got killed.
Yeah, which was crazy.
Yep.
I love me some Ronnie Van Zant. I probably wouldn't today.
No, he'd be just as
Douchey as his fucking brother.
yeah. He'd probably be married to like one of those crazy politician women from the South.
Yeah, like that Marjorie Taylor Greene who fucks all the gym people instead of her husband.
Wait, like physical fit gym people or just people
I don't know,
that show
people
up?
that work at the gym.
So what gym is this?
I don't know, someplace in Georgia.
I'll go get a job in Georgia.
You
Sounds
might
like.
have to.
Say that kind of money.
I mean, she's like a fucking ape, so I mean, you'll be good.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Back to quiet quitting.
Say if I can
Quiet
get
quitting.
baby, yee doggy. No, let's say quiet quitting is, let's say, and that's right. It is. It's a company term that
Well,
they're, when you quit, everybody knows the old school ways, right? The word quitting means you're weak and you're giving up, and
well,
we don't raise.
I said my feeling on the term, which I think is total bullshit.
Yeah.
What are your two feelings on the term?
The term is dumb. Call it reality residing.
I'd say I like Jim's definition.
I agree. I think Jim always has the best term for everything.
He does. But I also agree with I did my fucking job and I'm not doing any extra.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I did my job. My job ended at this time. I didn't do any extra. Fuck off.
Again, I think these places that are saying this are the ones that, again, aren't probably going to be great places to work with or to begin. Because most good places to work are going to be like, at my company, they started saying, like we've got a 5-point scale on our annual reviews. 3 means you're doing your job.
Yep.
Doing your job as it's explained, as it's described. You're not doing anything wrong, but maybe you're also not doing, anything above and beyond. Like they're like, if we have a company that's, 90% 3s and 10% 4 and 5s, they'll be a happy company because they know that people at 90% of their people are doing exactly what they're being paid to do.
And that's huge, David, I'll answer your question, but I want to continue with Mike's thing.
Yeah,
It is the number one thing that pisses me off about corporate America, right? Mike, I like the scale, and at least they're honest with the fact of 3s is okay to be, right?
Yeah.
But we were talking about this with my daughter, and I don't remember who I was talking to, but she gets 1, 2s, and 3s, right? And
same.
If she gets a 3, excels and does that, I ask the question, I'm like, hey, what are you doing to push her more, right? I want, you've already said she exceeds this, she does it, she gets it, mastered it. Like, what are you doing to push her more? And, like, and when my wife has her reviews, they're like, oh, she gets, 3s, 4s, whatever it would be. And she's like, she always gets the feedback of, look, I'd give you all 5s, but we have to have stuff that you can work on. But you're a great employee and this and that. No, if you're
fucking hate that.
Everything to the fucking tits. If you're doing whatever, like stop. Like pay the fucking people. Put that percentage out there. Yeah, but we have to cut. We have to do cut. And no, fuck that. Like literally, if I'm doing perfect, fucking give me perfect, right? Like I'm not gonna sit here and oh well, you didn't say good morning today. Fuck you. Like give me what I deserve. I don't need, tell me, hey, you don't need to work on anything. You're only going to perfect everything that you do, right? And that's fine with me, right? I'm fine with that. Like, I get so mad on the grading scale because I look at let's say it's a 1, right, out of a 3, and that means you need improvement, need to do stuff. I do 2 things, right? I say 1, what can I do to help my kid get there, right? And number 2, what did you do that failed her to get to the level that she's at, right? So I will take full responsibility. You need to take full responsibility. We're here for this aspect, right? Did she not learn it in the right way? Did you not teach this thing this way? What is going on? Granted, I don't have to deal with that, but I know that, I'm the kind of person where everything takes a responsibility, right? It's not, David, you and I kind of had that conversation a little bit, right?
Oh yeah.
Hey, this does this. And I was like, yep, but you have to sit back and ask yourself, did I train it the exact way I want? Was I very clear on what I want to do? Is my expectation out there? And then go and say, all right, what can I do better, right? Because I do. That's one thing that quote unquote makes me successful. What can I do better, right?
So I will tell you, I had a boss at one time who said to me specifically, well, we got feedback on you. Do you want to hear it? I'm like, no, I don't need to hear it. I already know whoever you talk to is pissed off because I'm not really easy to take. And I don't really give a shit. Well, shouldn't you be better at that? No, I'm great at my job. I do an excellent job at what I do. I'm just not kissy feely. And that's not going to happen. And every boss I've had since then has never put me as I achieve expectations. All of them have been, he exceeds expectations, because I do. If you're nice to me, I'm going to be wonderful to you. If you're not nice to me, probably not going to like me very much.
Yep.
You're probably going to bitch and moan about me a whole lot. And I'm probably not going to care.
Yep.
Because again, I know what I bring.
Oh man, and that's, and that's just it. Like, I don't have to be great at everything. You want me to work on things that don't impact me, right? Like, it's not who I want to be. I don't need to be this huggy, touchy, easy to talk to kind of a person. I will say, when I look at my wife's field, right, and I hate bringing it up, but my wife makes, let's say stupid low numbers, right? Let's say she makes $10 an hour, okay? Well, she's been at her company for 5-7 years, whatever the hell it is. She now makes $12 or $13 an hour, right? Oh, actually, so she's been there 5 years because we celebrated a 5-year anniversary party. And so my dumbass, right, because I'm who I am, I look up the CEO of this company because I was like, oh, he started out in the company 7 years ago, let's say, and he made $300,000 a year, rough numbers. And at my wife's 5-year anniversary, his last year's paycheck was $800 and something thousand a year. Now, how the fuck did he more than double when my wife got 25%, right? So you've done 150%, and my wife, who is doing the same, not the same job, but like working in the same company, gets a 25% increase over the same period of time. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
I will say I went to school with one of the execs at your wife's company.
Yeah.
I did.
And that's college or high school?
High school.
Yeah.
I mean, technically we went to college too, because we both spent a year at KVCC.
There you go. And it's just, it floors me, right? The fact that these people are okay with giving this, that, 150, so this person, what they do above and beyond, right? So they manage the people below them, they do whatever, but are they doing 150 times more, or technically 125 times more than what my wife did? Right?
No, they're definitely not.
Right. So
how many CEOs can we look at and say that about?
Well, say your best friend, he's getting himself in trouble, huh? Little fucking hot water. God damn. Say, tries to rewrite the wheel and then hot water.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But I don't know. Gentex was a prime example, right?
Mhm.
I never once in my life, what was the guy's name? I don't even fucking know. Everybody thought he was crazy, but I didn't care how much that CEO made, right? Because when he was Fred Bauer, right? That was his name.
Okay.
Fred founded out of his garage, Gentex Corporation, right? He
Yep.
literally was in a garage, hired people for a lower wage, and then as he grew, they grew, and they kept getting bigger positions and more money and stuff like that. Like, that's why, like, I'm not mad at Sam Walton. I'm pissed about the errors, right? Like,
Correct.
they did nothing except get married married or born into that name. They didn't grow that business, right? Like, if you grow a business, I don't give two fucks. Like, that's why people, like, when you ask me about Elon Musk, or if you ask me about Jeff Bezos, dude, I don't give two fucks. Like, you grew this business and grow it as big as you possibly want. Now, your kids, when they do nothing in life, that's where it pisses me off.
Okay. And I can give you that with Bezos. I cannot
Sure.
give you that with Musk.
Why?
He inherited a fortune from his father from the blood emeralds they sold in South Africa.
Sure.
He inherited the fortune. He didn't do shit.
But then took that fortune and built a company.
No. Nick, if you and me the same amount of money, we could build a company too. Shit, you're giving us less fucking money and we both built companies.
That's a fact.
And they're
Right? But, like,
successful companies.
yeah, and I don't care how big the company gets, right? Like, and so, and people go, oh, what about with your daughter? Okay, well, you know what? If my daughter goes in and jacks the prices up on my properties, it better be, but she's running it, right? If she's doing it, but if it's just passed off, oh, fuck no, right? Like, sure, would I be rolling over my grave? There's nothing I can do about it. I could just be angry, but I'm going to teach my kid that this isn't how we fucking do business, right?
Okay, so let me ask you something. Let's say for a minute you're 60.
Yep.
You're retired.
Yep.
Emerson takes over the portfolio.
Yep.
And she decides these motherfuckers don't pay enough. They're only paying $2,800 a month. They need to pay $35,000.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
No, that's fine. She's running the business, doing it the correct way. And that's her business at that point to do. There's nothing. But now if she passed it off to a property management company that she didn't start or hire or do whatever, if she took the easy route out of it, let's call it that. Let's call it the easy route. I'd be fucking livid, right? You're not earning it. You've been handed something like a fucking baby and you're going to go retire with me. No, I had to grind and do this. You need to grind and do this. Now she did it with her own stuff like that, whatever. But
let me ask you something, because I remember going to a focus group at one time.
Yep.
And the guy sat there and he kept asking the question, if your kids don't have a better life than you, does it bother you? And every man in that room said, yeah, that bothers me.
100%.
And every woman goes, yeah, I don't give a shit.
Nope.
And what he came down to was the fact that the men work their ass off so their kids don't necessarily have to work as hard as they do. And the women just want their kids happy.
Yep.
And if they're happy, they don't really give a shit if they're making as much money or if their life is any better. They're just happy.
Well, I think we talked about that. I'm not sure if it was on this podcast or not, but
I mean, it might have been, because we've done over 100 podcasts.
I've been on that one before, yes.
I think so.
I was closing on my last house, and I was sitting with the owner of the title company, right? And we were kind of talking about our kids a little bit. And, I was like, oh, my end goal would be, hey, I hope my daughter takes it and does and grows it 10 times bigger than me, right? And I said, what about your kids, And she's like, man, they want nothing to do with my company. I was like, my daughter wants nothing to do with my business. And I said, I don't understand it. I don't get it, right? Like, it's, to me, it's created a whole lifestyle I've never thought I would have in my life. And she goes, yep, me too. And she goes, the problem is, her husband works at a different company, works, let's say 9 to 5, comes home, takes his boots off, gets to play with the kids. When he's at soccer, right? He's watching them, he's doing all this. And he goes, every time my kids see me, my phone's on, I'm answering a call, I'm at a theme park, right? I can put it away to ride the ride, but I'm working, I'm doing this. And they they hate it, right? Because I'm always working on a constant. And I was like, shit, like that's all my daughter actually sees is how much work it actually is, not what it's actually done for me, because you don't feel that until it actually happens in your life, right? And so that changed my mind so quickly to go, you know what? Like, if she doesn't take it, I'm not going to be mad, right? Because I assume she'll take after my wife. She'll be in the medical field. And if she goes in the medical field, I will, of course, be the person I am. Like, I want her to get as high up as possible. I want her to achieve as much as possible. I want her to go, you know, or I want her, and people always ask me, hey, what would you do if your daughter didn't do anything? And I was like, no, she will do something. And if she goes into the medical field and she decides to travel the world and start helping the less fortunate in this world for $0 and giving her, you know, giving her medical stuff to the world, I will fund every dime of it, right? And that's something I've consciously made the effort. Like, you're impacting more lives than I will ever impact owning X amount of rentals, right? Like, I've impacted this where you can go give to everybody, and I'm completely fine with that, right? Like, I know where I stand. So, you know, I don't know. It's hard, and I get that, and it took me so long to realize that my daughter just sees me working, never really sees me just quote unquote being dad. Like, I'm a great father. I spend time with her. I do all that, but like, she knows that if we're at Chuck E. Cheese and we're playing a game, I pick up my phone, right? Like, I might finish the Mario that we're playing, and then I make a phone call back. Hey, I got to get to this, right? It's not that it's more of a priority. It's that's how life works for me.
So, not to go out on a tangent here.
Yep.
But last episode, we talked about the neighbors were selling their house.
Yeah.
You want the update?
Yeah.
So the next morning, I text Scotty and I'm like, hey, Scotty, I think I'm ready to put in an offer. And he goes, well, I either need a pre-approval or I need proof of funds.
Yep.
I sent you a text. I'm like, all right, what do you think? And you said, text Rob. So I text Rob. He calls me and he goes, all right, I just need this information. Calls me like an hour later. He goes, all right, you're pre-approved. Go ahead and I'll send you what you need and you can go ahead and go for this. I'm like, all right. So I text Scotty back. I'm like, all right, I'm pre-approved. This is what it is. And he goes, well, what kind of offer do you want to put in? Now, they were asking $279,900 for this house that was worth $200,000.
Yep.
So I said to Scotty, I said, $200,000 contingent on the selling of Caitlin's condo.
Yep.
He goes, all right, it's kind of late. This was a Wednesday. He goes, it's kind of late tonight. I'll write it up first thing in the morning. I'm like, great. Sounds perfect. I get a text from him the next morning with a screenshot that he had sent of what he had sent to the realtor. That basically said, hey, did you pull that property down at this address? And he texts me back and he goes, yeah, realtor pulled it down because they were pissed off that they didn't get a suitable offer.
Yeah.
So a few days later, my wife's out in the front yard and she sees the wife. And she goes, oh, did you sell the house? Because I see the for sale sign's gone. And she goes, no, we didn't want to keep it up because, you know, if you keep things up too long, then people think there's something wrong with the house. So we're going to put it up again, but we'll put it up again in a few months. And Dawn goes, oh, well, what were you asking? Well, we put it up at $279,900, but we thought we'd get $350,000. That motherfucking house is worth $200,000.
Yeah.
So of course I turn around, I text Scotty the next day, and I'm like, hey, they thought they were getting $350,000. I want whatever the fuck they're drinking. He goes, that's more than anything they're drinking. Because that fucking place ain't worth that. And I said, yeah, no shit, right? And he goes, if they would have put it up for $220,000, they'd have gotten people bidding $240,000 to $260,000. There's no fucking way in hell they're getting anything close to what they think they're getting.
Yep.
I guess they had found a house they liked that was $350,000, so they figured they'd shoot their shot.
You got to try it, right?
I mean, I'm okay with that, but at the end of the day, These motherfuckers still think they're going to get $350 for this fucking place. It's worth $2. This is not the market it was a year ago.
Oh God, no.
If they put that shit up a year ago, they might have got $3.
Yep.
But interest rates are what, 7.5% right now?
I don't know. I looked yesterday and I thought I seen them actually drop down to like 5.8 or something, but I could be wrong.
I got in an argument last week with a mortgage person from Rocket Mortgage.
Oh, I got into an argument yesterday with my company. Go on, tell me yours.
So they called me because supposedly I filled something out, which I never filled out. I got like 8 phone calls in 2 days for shit I never filled out. And I told them specifically, motherfucker, I didn't fill anything out. I'm not looking for a loan, and you can't beat what I have. And this guy goes, I bet I can. I'm like, you can beat 3%. Mind you, I have a 2.875% interest rate. He goes, I can absolutely beat that. I said, don't fucking lie to me. And then I hung up on his ass because there's no fucking way in hell he can beat what I have. Maybe with an arm he can beat it. I don't do that shit.
So
what's yours?
So all right. So my house payment, I picked my house up for dirt cheap. People know this.
Mm-hmm.
My house payment was $750 a month. Okay. Now I've owned this house for 7 years. Last month I get my new payment is $1,050.
Okay.
I said, what the fuck? Like, you don't
escrow,
fuck up,
right?
Huh?
Escrow, right?
Yeah, but you don't fuck up taxes that bad. You don't do whatever, right? Like, that would mean I'm 7 years of you not catching that I owe that much in fucking taxes. Anyway, so I called the company. It was like 23rd, 22nd. And I was like, look, it's been this long. I need to figure this out. Like, I couldn't do it anywhere near the first. I just paid the goddamn bill. And so the guy gets on the phone and he's like, this is where we're at. I think, he's like, oh, it looks like your taxes were back. And I was like, yeah, but it wouldn't go up $300 a fucking month. He goes, let me have one of my lenders reach out to you. You're at 4.25 right now. And let me have one of my lenders reach out and maybe they can help you. He goes, you might get into an arm or do something like that. And I was like, how much is it to pay my fucking house off? Because like now you're just pissing me the fuck off, right? Like straight up, and he just kept going. He goes, when's a good time to have somebody call you? And I was like, I don't give a fuck, just anytime, right? Like I answer my phone. And so I get a call this morning and it's one of the people for the company. He's like, hey, I'm a mortgage lender. Looks like you're interested. And I was like, I'm not fucking interested in anything. I was like, I want to know why my stuff's up $300. He like looks into it and he's like, oh, it looks like your insurance got fucked up. So now we put you on, mandatory coverage, right? Because they sell insurance if you don't have it. So I instantly text my insurance guy. I was like, what the fuck's going on with my insurance in my house? He's like, we sent it to this company. And I was like, I don't own anything with that company. He goes, yeah, but wait, what? And so he sent stuff. So eventually I'll get a refund for the stuff. But the guy's like, yeah, we can put you on a 5-year arm. And I was like, okay, sure. What? Like, I don't care. If you're not going to get me down to like 2%, I don't want to talk about this. Again, I just talked to you about paying my fucking house off because I'm done with you people. You've pissed me off. Like, and he's like, well, it's what we're doing. And I was like, yeah, if I did what other people were doing in this life, I would have what other people have. And I don't want that in my life. And he's like, what does that mean? And I was like, I don't want fucking debt. I don't want to be like a normal person. I don't want to have to sit here and fucking make a phone call to somebody and go, hey, do you want to do this? And he's like, and I was like, look, dude, if you love your job, good for you, but that's not where I want to be in life, right? Like, I want to sit here and go, hey, $300 fucking dollars, that means a lot to me. Put that towards the principal, I have no problem, right? Raise my goddamn rate.
When we're talking $300 over 12 fucking months.
That's a lot of fucking coin.
$3,600.
I have no idea what happened, right? My escrow's been, and we're sitting here and I still have no idea. Honestly, I know like let's say it raised $100 a month from my taxes, or sorry, from my insurance, because they did that, and I get that. My taxes didn't go up 200 extra bucks. They're like, yeah, but you were behind this much, and they have to plan for December. They're going to take more out for the next taxes. And I was like, my December taxes are 300. My summer taxes are 2,000. So I'm like 2,300 for a fucking year. I am confused by what the fuck you're saying right now. Like,
So basically what they're saying is they fucked up.
Yeah.
And you get to pay.
And they have no idea. So, you know, and the guy's like, well, why do you want to pay off? And I was like, well, you know, I just saw a sign that said I can get a 28-month or 29-month CD. No, sorry, 24, 25, 26-month CD that's going to pay me $4.25. And I said, why don't you go ahead and tell me what the fuck I'm paying right now on my interest? And he goes, 4.125. And I was like, yep, 4.25 seems a hell of a lot higher than 0.15, doesn't it? And he goes, do you have the money to pay your house off? I was like, is that any of your fucking business? And I was like, yes, I do. Plenty of times over, buddy. He goes, oh, well, do you want to pull equity out of your house? And I was like, I just told you I have fucking money. Like, how stupid are you? Like, I don't understand what you're saying right now.
The problem is they read from a fucking script and they don't know what the hell to do when they encounter someone like you.
Yeah, I was like, it's like, why don't you get to know what I do, how I do it, when I do it, and then go, hey, this is what I see is best for you, not what's best for you, right? Because honestly, the best business people say, how can I help you? Not how can I help myself, right? That's Rob all day. Like, Rob knows that I stopped using him after loan 8, something like that, because my debt to income got crazy. And
Yeah.
but I send him everybody, and he, you know, so now when I text him or call him, he's like, hey, this is what I need. This is what it's fine.
Well, when I got a hold of him, I said, this is what I need. And he goes, all right, here you go. I text him like a week later, and I'm like, yeah, they pulled it off the market. He goes, I'm really sorry. I'm not. I'm great.
And, you know, I look at it and just say, all right, you know, and back then, gosh, you know, we were 2 houses in, 3 houses in, and I was like, hey, we're looking at a $300,000 house. And Rob goes, do you want to do that? Well, I mean, I can afford it. Yeah. He goes, yeah, but do you want to? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, look, pay this, do this. And like, he walked me through it, and he's like,
Nick, you just hit mute.
We're getting phone calls again.
Scam call for a minute. Sorry, I got a scam call. And it mutes me every time I get a call. I hate this phone now.
If you were here, we could take that on air.
Yeah, let's see. So I charged my phone. It was at 70-something%, right? I'm down to 15 right now.
You better plug that shit in.
I mean, I will. Dude, this phone gets hotter than I've ever fucking felt a phone get in my life.
That's what she said.
Literally, I'm scared to put it in my pocket because I might burn my fucking self.
What kind of phone did you get?
A Motorola Edge Plus.
That's what I have.
250 something gig.
I don't know. I got Samsung.
Kind of something like that.
Let me see the back.
The back, I've got a little screen
He's
protector
got a
on.
case on it because he doesn't want that shit to get broke.
It's mine.
You probably have a newer model with more gigs and stuff.
No, it
does get hot as shit when it's charging.
Yeah, they wanted to give me 100 and something gig, and I was like, how much is it for the 250 or whatever? And he's like, it'll cost you $7. And I was like, fuck it, send it, let's go. I don't have time for this shit. Like, and then I met the Motorola guy yesterday, and he's like, look, we started out with radio antennas, so you're gonna have the best service because the antennas are where it's at. And I was like, dude, you officially talked my language. Give me a fucking phone that works. That's what I care about.
So anywhere in Plainwell, otherwise it won't work at all.
I was driving to Muskegon, and I dropped a call, and I almost chucked my phone out the fucking window. I swear to God, I just bought this son of a bitch, and I almost chucked that son of a bitch. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. I can't stand phones. I can't stand companies. I'm thinking about selling everything, going off the grid, and fucking retiring.
You say that all the fucking time.
I'm done. It's funny because the lady goes, "Well, we have flip phones," and I was like, and my wife goes, "Are you fucking stupid to tell them you have a flip phone?" And I was like, "Yep, give me that. That's what I want. I want to be that old 90-year-old guy who's pissed off at the world."
My mother is so pissed she does not have a flip phone anymore.
They still sell them.
Marv's wife has one still. He has a smartphone that he's too dumb to use. That's what he says.
At a point,
So-
when I was trying to save money, pretty early on in my divorce, when I got a phone through work that, was a decent phone, I sat there and was like, okay, flip phone for me.
Yep.
I'd sell my personal numbers, people didn't have to call me on my work number, and did all my, social media and stuff through my work phone.
Yep. Well, that's the way to do it. I mean, if I could do it all over, I mean, I don't know. I like playing Clash of Clans, so kudos to them.
We
But
know.
really, I could do it off my old phone. Now that I'm getting Wi-Fi, I really could do a fucking flip phone.
So
Paul is.
I get
my mom's towing my wife's car to my house.
nice.
Yes and no. I mean, granted, it's nice that she's bringing it here. It's also, I don't fucking know. Now I have to stay up and wait for this towing, and she'll probably just be like, "Oh, it's $180, and I have to go pay for that son of a bitch."
So I get a message earlier today
Yeah.
from my lawyer.
For what?
When I say my lawyer, I really mean the Garrison lawyer.
Oh, okay.
So we have a lawyer in the Garrison. His name's Kevin.
Yeah. Well, who does he
Great
play?
guy. He has many characters. So he has a Tusken Raider that he never wears.
Okay.
He has a Snow Trooper. He has Snap Wexley, who he wears quite a bit. Yeah, I know you don't know any of that shit.
Snap Wexley.
He's a good guy.
Oh,
He's
okay.
an X-wing fighter, played by Greg Grunberg. Great dude. Anyways, so Kevin's a great guy. Love him to death. When I got fired, I sent him my contract and I said, "Do you think I'm going to get paid out?" And he went through the whole fucking thing for me. So really good dude. He goes, "Hey, is your podcast on Apple Podcasts?" And I went, "Yeah, it is." And he goes, "Great." Because when I'm walking the dogs or when I'm driving, I need shit to listen to because I've started listening to podcasts. And I went, "Awesome." He goes, "Send me that link. I'll listen to your stuff." And I'm like, "All right, just let us know what you think."
Yep.
So we picked up another listener. Always excited about that.
Oh yeah. No. All right. So I know we've gone off, but
That's what we do.
quiet quitting. The more I drink, the more
It sounds
more
like a good
liberal side-
idea.
the more liberal side of me comes out. Because I hate the world.
Us
So,
too.
I don't understand these companies that expect everybody to be, excuse me, the CEO, right? Tommy Brand, right, of Brands, which is a local steakhouse here.
It is.
If you ever go to Tommy Brand's over there on Division, you see him out there bussing tables. He does the
Yes.
lowest job, the
Bussing
lowest job.
tables, washing dishes,
Yep.
and he's also a state rep.
Right. So I look at it as, if you're willing to do the hardest part of the job and the shittiest part of the job, that's a person I can respect. If you're the person that's, "Hey, I'm going to sit back and everybody else has to do this," you kind of failed.
Well, that's one of the things that our employees love about our business.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to make an old fashioned now.
You should. We clean rooms just like they do. We build packages. I mean, I don't. We build packages just like they do. We do all the same shit. And employees see that. And they're happy about that because nothing is above us. And at the end of the day, the employees that you have want to know that you're willing to do the same things that you're asking of them. I literally turned away for a second. Nick's gone.
He's making us old fashioned.
He is, obviously, because he's gone. So, your thoughts, Mike, on quiet quitting? Because obviously, you've been at your job 25 years now.
Oh,
I
sorry.
just, it's just dumb that we're to a point where there has to be a term for just doing the job you're getting paid for, and it's a derogatory term for basically doing the job you're getting paid for. And that's just, I mean, it's bullshit. I mean, there should be hey, we hired you to do this job. You're doing this job. Great.
Yep.
You know, and when it comes for like reviews, yeah, you're not really going above and beyond. So, maybe you're only going to get a 2 or 3% raise this year instead of maybe a 5% raise. And, you're interested in like a promotion, you may not be ready for that quite yet, but there shouldn't be like oh my God, you're not putting in the effort, so you must just want to quit.
Well, I agree with you. I hate that fucking term because that puts all the onus on the employee. So it's a negative connotation as it is. Oh, the employee's just not putting forth the extra effort. Why should the employee put across the extra effort?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to inspire that employee to give you extra effort?
Yep. And the answer is nothing, right?
Right.
Ever. And right, I do, with Gentex, they were very open about things. Okay. And I'm too stupid to say yes. They're like, hey, if you want to get promoted, you have to you have to go to college, right? We won't promote anything. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you have to get at least a B or better. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to go put in full effort when I am a half effort kind of guy. D's get degrees in my life.
No, that's just the thing. Like I said, with all the other things like my company has done, the one other thing they've basically done is say, hey, here's your job description for the role you're in.
Yep.
Here are the things. If you want to promote from there, this is what we expect of you. And they come right out and they say, and there's nothing that says, if you don't do this, you're going to get fired. It's more like, this is just what you have to do if you want to get promoted. You want to stay in position A the rest of your life. They are happy to let you stay in position A the rest of your life if you do your job well.
Which most companies aren't. And that's what sucks is like, no, we want to see you succeed. No, you don't. You want to see me just get you more money, right? You want me to do more effort for the same pay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm digging for my. I have premium cocktail cherries.
So you can't just go with regular maraschino. You got to go with premium cocktail cherries.
These are from Traverse City Whiskey Company. The best cherries.
Also, they're like actually soaked in like the whiskey and stuff like that.
Nope. These are they're kid edible. They're just the best cherries I've ever had.
Yeah. Traverse City has some damn good cherries.
Yeah, and then I had to get some simple syrup for my old fashioned. I'm using chocolate bitters. I've muddled my cherries. I got my whiskey. So
you make your own like simple syrup, or do you buy your simple syrup?
No. So we make our own for the most part. Once in a blue moon, I will get like an infused simple syrup that I really want.
Well, the regular simple syrup is easy enough to make. I mean, you just basically boil water and sugar for a while and
50-50, baby. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And let's say my jar is almost, I keep it in a mason jar because I'm more redneck than people will ever understand.
They seal well. That's actually probably one of the best things to put it in.
Some of us understand.
What?
Say
Some of
my,
us understand how redneck he is.
say my truck and sitting outside with a tree growing in the fucking back.
If you just had a MAGA hat on, you'd fit right in.
I felt weird. I'm wearing a red hat and I have to show everybody. It says made, as in tailor made. Yeah,
Yeah.
tailor made. So, but just so I can show everybody that I'm making a good old fashioned, so they don't think that I'm horrible at this. So I'm using chocolate or cocoa bitters on this one instead of regular. Let's say my wife for my birthday got me the cube mold for square ice cubes. I'm doing it full tonight for you guys. This is
You made an old fashioned a few weeks ago
I did.
for one of the toughest critics there is. And that was Yvonne Henderson.
Yeah.
And Yvonne loved your fucking old fashioned.
Yeah.
You should invite her to your house and make her that old fashioned.
You should.
She's always more than welcome. We'll get Steve and Yvonne up here.
Oh, we totally will.
Even if we
Well, now that you'll have Wi-Fi, you could actually do it in your little, tidy hole there.
Yeah.
We could do it at my house, or I can bring everything to David's. As long as I have a heads up. I didn't realize she loved old fashioned so
Oh
much.
my God, she loves it.
Yeah.
They're
Sorry,
a whiskey family.
Yeah. Say I'm finding this out.
I do not like the whiskey like they do. Again, so my daughter, I swear to God, she's related to them and she's related to Yost because they all like whiskey and I fucking hate it. She loves it.
And what do you and I love?
Love tequila.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, it's good tequila though. We're not buying like the.
Yeah, we're not
El
getting
Toro
El
and the-
Toro like our lawyer Kevin.
Yeah. Or
We
even
found
like
El
the,
Toro
or-
one
or
time
even
on a
like
top shelf.
Cuervo Gold or something like that.
Actually, all my tequila is. Nope. I still have my Basil Hayden. Nope. Sorry. There's Reposado and
What I
Blanco.
know is when we do the pork episode, I have a new tequila we need to try.
Really?
I do.
So these people can suck it. My phone just said it was at 5%. So that's why I had to run and grab my charger real quick. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see how it charges while I'm on Zoom. I'm kind of excited about this. I'm
You
at
have to
3% now.
You have the Rocks tequila, don't you?
I do have the Rocks tequila.
Or is this a
Yeah.
different tequila you're talking about now?
No, it is the Rocks tequila, Dwayne Johnson. I bought it because it's Dwayne's and my
They sold-
wife loves him. Huh?
And hey, it's a good thing you did buy Michael Jordan's tequila, and you
It
love
is a
Michael
good thing I
Jordan.
did not buy Michael Jordan's tequila because as Nick knows, that's not really tequila.
It's a tequila.
Right.
No, I've tried the Rocks.
Is it good?
I mean, for a tequila, sure, but I've never been snobby with tequila I've never been snobby except for with tequila. I want a very smooth tequila, not the cheap. If I find the cheap stuff just happens to be very harsh and stuff.
What do you think is cheap though?
What's that?
What do you consider cheap tequila?
Anything $40 and less.
Yeah, but that's even like Cuervo.
But
Yeah,
like,
but
some of the cheaper Cuervos are crap. I mean, Cuervo Gold's not that great.
Right, exactly.
right.
And like, I don't like it. Give me 2 seconds.
I mean, I love Patron, but I'm not spending $60-$70 on a bottle of tequila. Hey, Mike, just so you know, it's stash time.
So actually, I mean, this bottle's 40, and it was a gift from a friend of mine.
What is it?
Altasoro Blanco tequila.
All right.
It's but it's $40. So I guess like it wasn't bad. It must be a small batch. Nope, it's batch number 3. So it must be a new company. I assume because it's good, the price will go up fucking crazy.
Oh, of course.
Let's say it's only a 40 proof, 40% alcohol, 20 proof.
80 proof.
Yep, 80 proof. There you go, double it. Sorry. Yep. So
most tequilas are 40%
yeah.
alcohol.
Um,
I think the problem is if it gets much higher than that, the alcohol starts taking over some of like the floralness of like the agave and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm very much. I said I got to get rid of my. I'm very much enjoying my old fashioned tonight. Tonight was supposed to be like a Nick night, right? I was supposed to go enjoy dinner. I was going to go to the podcast, and then I was going to go hang out and do things. And apparently, it's turned out to be I'm just going to sit here and drink all my booze, and when my wife gets home,
It's still a Nick bite.
It is kind of a Nick night.
You might just have to order like delivery or something for dinner.
DoorDash is 50% off through the end of the month.
I don't think you understand how cheap I am. Like drunk Nick will buy fucking DoorDash, but like sober Nick's like, nope, I'm not paying that fucking price. Like,
DoorDash. I'm saying
three more drinks and you'll be drunk Nick.
Just order the local pizza place and have them deliver to you.
$3
he's not paying for that either.
Like I'll tip, but if you have a delivery fee, I get so pissed. Like I will tip you the $5 or whatever it is, but like the delivery fee just kills me.
So I come to work Friday night.
Yep.
And I get a text from my wife. I just fucking ordered pizza. I don't give a shit. I'm like, all right. She ordered a large 2-topping pizza and cheese sticks. $43.
Hi, Nick.
Nick
What's
went
up?
away. You're gone again.
Sorry.
Tell your phone calls to fuck off.
I don't think it's the camera that's the phone calls. I think that it's the muting. Now it's the camera.
Wow.
All I know is at least we still have the eye candy on the episode.
You're welcome. And I'm back.
There you are.
So I don't know what this dog's going crazy about.
What dog?
Sorry, my brother's dog is here. And
he does come over a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, she's a girl, so
She, he, whatever.
yeah.
We got a cat hanging around the house, and I told Dawn, I'm like, I named her Jasmine, and she goes, "What if it's a dude?" I said, "I don't fucking care. I identify her as a girl, and her fucking name is Jasmine. And if she's got balls, she's still fucking Jasmine. All right."
Have you seen oh gosh, what's my favorite movie? It's not my favorite. It's one of my favorites. Secondhand Lions.
I've never seen that.
Really? Oh,
I
so
haven't.
yeah, he names the lion Jasmine.
So I was on Reddit the other day because we've totally jumped off the fucking tracks.
Yeah, I blame you.
And this girl's talking about, she wishes she was still in her childhood or some shit. So I had to comment. And I commented, "Don't lose your dinosaur."
Jeez. I would have commented, I lost my marbles.
I'm sorry. "Don't lose your dinosaur" is the right answer, and fuck you.
Let's say. I like the fact, I mean, Mike, so I want to touch base real quick on a couple of weeks ago, Mike was like, "Oh, Nick, you never sent me anything on TikTok."
Yeah.
David's like, I forwarded it. Okay.
Mike, get on to TikTok.
Mike, I sent you so much. You haven't sent me one thing. Not one thing.
I honestly,
Mike doesn't send
look at
TikToks.
the video. I catch up with the videos you guys sent me, and then I pretty much go to bed.
Nice. Well, the other day I hopped on and David sent me like 49. I think I was at. I was like, Jesus, bud.
Dude, I do the same fucking thing. I get on TikTok after a day or two and I have like 50 fucking messages. You send me like 20, Caitlin sends me like 20, Dawn sends me like 10. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got a lot of TikToks to go through.
Yep.
I mean, I don't mind because at least people think of me.
Yep. No,
Let's see, TikTok, what do I have? I have 12 from Dave, I have 18 from you. Got 2 from Ashley, I've got 16 new followers.
Hey,
I've got
16
some
new
chick trying to
followers.
talk to me. What's that?
16 new followers. I like it.
I'm over 500 followers. I'm halfway to being able to go live.
Shit, you're
Sorry
damn
about-
near to Dawn.
sorry about the dog. The dog is going crazy.
That's what she said.
I can show you all my new followers are honestly mostly like probably catfishing women.
Oh, totally.
I'm okay with this. So, getting the new phone, I log into TikTok and I forgot how I originally signed up.
Of
So I
course.
type in my username and it's like, oh, hey, user this. And it gives me like 3 new fucking things. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no. One of them, it was like instant, you have a new follower. And I was like, I think it was John Adams or something. And I was like, John Quincy Adams? Or
John Adams.
Right. It was like,
Is it the 3rd president of the United States or the 6th?
No, the second
Right.
president of the United States is the 6th.
Oh shit, you're right. Jefferson was 3rd.
Right, I'm right.
oh, I see
Fuck
you guys.
you, dude.
Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry, guys.
1.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm here.
You know, we're staring at your light right now. So
So
for anybody that's on the podcast, Nick has shown us his light.
is anybody liking the light?
Those are really
like
nice
the light.
lights.
I love lamp.
I love lamp. So the
Yeah.
year Nick coached with me, Mike,
What's that?
the year Nick coached with me, we had a kid that played for us that would text me all the time. And instead of typing coach, she would type couch.
Ah,
So we all decided that everybody on the coaching staff, which there was like 6 or 7 of us, would be furniture. And one of them was lamp.
Yep.
And Nick and I would run around all the time going, I love lamp.
I love lamp. David, are you just looking at things around the ball fields and saying that you love it? Yes.
Yes.
what was Steve Carell's character's name in that one?
Steve Carell?
It was something like Brit or Brett
Oh, yeah.
or
Britt,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was-
Britt,
Brit, I think.
Brick.
Brick. It was Brick.
Was it Brick?
It was Brick.
I still liked the Sex Panther.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
70% of the time it works.
All the time. Caitlin says to me yesterday, Paul Rudd's in the show I watched, and I'm like, is it any good? She goes, yeah, it's really good. I'm like, well, I have to watch that because I fucking love Paul Rudd.
So
What show is that?
I don't know, some murder fucking thing.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch it. So fuck TikTok and fuck the guy that posted this. So I send
Nick
this.
hates TikTok now.
I do because it's filled with fucking trolls, and trolls can suck my ass. All right.
They might like
Um,
that.
Maybe we don't
So-
need the Troll Tracker 5000 or whatever it was that they
Yes.
built in South Park. Troll Trace.
This guy goes, all right, new movie with Paul Rudd and somebody else. It's where these 2 guys try to figure out who can get broken up with the most. You can't. Only rule is you can't break up with a girl, and he like sells it, and it's like got like a 2-second
Isn't
trailer.
that like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or whatever?
I don't I don't remember what it was even called. All I knew was I texted to Courtney. She's like, that sounds great. I do this. And I was like, cool. So we set up whatever night. And I was like, hey, you want to watch this movie? Yeah. Apparently when I'm on Zoom, my text don't work, which is pissing me off. Sorry. But so we start, and he goes, it's on Netflix. So we go on Netflix. We start looking for this goddamn movie. It's not there. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back in, make sure we heard the movie right, did whatever. So I read the comments on TikTok, and it was like, fuck this guy. Me and my husband put the kids to bed early, and it's a fucking made up movie. Like, it's not around. And I was like, are you shitting me right now? Like, dude, you had us all like, this sounds like a good movie, right? Like, I hate you so much.
Mike, what was that fucking movie I told you to watch on TikTok? The Member or some shit?
You had told, the one where the kid's penis and it's all about getting him to the.
Yeah, the dick got cut off.
It was like,
and it was all about getting the dick reattached.
Where the only like icon of it is the eggplant.
Nick, watch that shit.
It's funny.
It's a funny movie, and Don and I sat there the whole time going, "Oh my god, why do we keep watching this? Because we need to know what happens next. Does this guy ever get his dick back?"
Right. We're watching Grace and Frankie. By we, I mean my wife.
Is that any good?
Honestly, so
that's what Jane Fonda and
like
Lily Tomlin or something.
Yeah, say like it's very good. And also one other cool thing about it is I caught season 2. My wife watched it all fucking day, did whatever the fuck she wanted in life. I caught a couple episodes in season 4. It takes her like 2 seconds to just catch me up. And I'm like, hey, did they so the other day I was like, oh, did they buy that house? And she's like, oh yeah. And it was just a quick 2-second thing. Like, and no matter where you start, you can kind of catch on as long as you know the basic, right? Like,
yeah.
And so I like that about this. And she gets to watch something that I don't have to watch every episode with her. You don't have to wait. I really am enjoying it. It's, and I only catch a little bit of stuff for it. So, this is, I'm trying really hard not to show this because it's my personal life, but I feel like it's in the background, so I have to. That's my wife and I 12 years ago when we got married. Your boy right there in a sexy white tuxedo and my gorgeous wife in her dress. So I try to keep just the trees, but I'll show everybody. That's on my dining room table. So everybody, when they come over to eat food at my house, they have to look at us and go, "Aw." Even if they don't feel awe, they have to do it.
So you know what's on 24/7 at my house right now?
What's that?
NCIS.
Oh,
It's so fucking old, isn't she?
24/7.
Jesus, dude. That's my Aunt Linda. So how old's your mom?
It's called The Package.
My mother's gonna be 70 on Monday.
So wow. She's still kind of youngish. But NCIS, really?
She's the same age as Steve. Yeah. So I sent a text to my wife earlier. And I'm like, hey, we're on Twitch right now if you guys want to watch.
Yeah.
And I get a message back and she goes, yeah, your mom said nope.
Nope.
Okay. She's watching NCIS. I'm like, all right, well, she's never fucking seen that before.
So here's, dude, I'm going to put me on speaker next time you're home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna make your mom's day, make my day, right? I'm just gonna say all these little shit one-liners, right? And that's why the cookie crumbles, and that is why the murderer didn't get away with it.
Is that an NCIS thing,
dude? Like, if you Horatio, isn't that his name? Horatio Kane.
Fuck if I
know.
No,
that's Miami. You're talking Miami. That's CSI Miami. NCIS is Mark Harmon and.
Yeah, Mark Harmon, who's friends with Mark Grace.
So all I know is like this guy's filled with all these one-liners of like, and that's why the cookie crumbles. And I was like,
don't know any of that shit.
You guys built an entire fucking show about a one-liner at the end for this guy to say one line.
Yeah.
I want you guys to know when we're done with this podcast, I'm going fucking swimming. I don't care what you think.
Shit, I wish I could go swimming.
I got. Oh my god, my wife's gonna be so mad if I go swimming. That's why I'm gonna do it. I'm buying, dude. I am hemorrhaging money.
On the pool?
All of it, everything. My whole fucking life is just hemorrhaging money right now.
Yeah, that's all of us.
I go through spurts, but I just spent $3,600 on getting a fucking cover for my pool.
Swimming.
But it's supposed to hold my fat ass, so that's good.
Yeah. The movie he wants you to watch is actually called The Package. I had to look it up.
The
The
package.
package.
Watch that
Package.
shit.
I
It's
like
about
the-
a dude that gets his dick cut off, and it's awesome.
I like
Like-
the mule. I think it's the mule with Clint Eastwood.
I haven't watched that.
Oh, anyway, so while we're talking about this, right? We're on us, Bucks and Brews. Check us out at bucksandbrews.com. David, so I texted you and then you said something and I was like, I'm too fucking busy to talk to you.
Yeah.
But I'll stop being a dick. So what I'd like to do with TikTok is I'd like to just kind of pre-record us going, because there's a beer talk, I guess, and there's like different things of TikTok. Golf talk and whatever.
There's the dark side. Oh, was it the dark side of TikTok or the dark side of Twitter where you sent me the?
I think that was the dark side of Twitter.
I think it's the dark side of the moon.
No, that's
Yep.
true.
It was definitely the dark side of a moon.
So, but like, right, what I'm thinking is you and I, whenever we go, before we go live,
Yeah.
we quickly do our intro, talk about what we're drinking that night, 15-second clip, right? We'll have to shoot it out. I don't know how TikTok works. Is
Shoot
there
it out
15
and people look at it.
So, you want to hear something funny?
and then we'll just talk about what we're drinking that night, so that way we can get out to more people.
So, our theme song,
Oh,
Was-
dude,
was-
go
it
on.
was made by the great MLVC.
Yes. Oh my gosh, dude, I was bragging to people the other day. We were at Michigan's Adventure, and I told my
Yeah.
buddy, I was like, David and I do Bucks and Brews, and he's like, yeah. He goes, I've listened to one or two or so. I was like, dude, we have a theme song. Like, right, somebody wrote this for us, and they're the greatest people. Like, and so all of a sudden I was like, you've dialed into Bucks and Brews. And I was like, yes, dude, like this is, I was like, it has beer pouring.
It does.
I was like, dude, and
And,
there's money.
and the register sound.
Yes, the money sound like what everybody would think. And I was like, this is one of the greatest things that's ever happened in our lives. And we're very grateful for it. We just don't give them enough shout out.
So we need to give a huge shout out right now.
Yeah, let's do it, dude. Please.
So on Saturday, they're having an album release party
Where?
that I'm going to in Holland.
Hold on. I'm gonna lose you guys for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Keep talking.
I will keep talking. So they're having an album release party and shit, I can't remember their fucking names. So one of them is DJ. What the fuck is DJ?
Slide bass Bobby and
Slide Bass Bobby and DJ Weed.
Yep.
So Slide Bass Bobby at his house is having a album release party on Saturday night at 6:00
At his house. Am I invited?
at his house in Holland. You are invited. We are closing the business at 7 p.m. on Saturday to go out there. You're on mute, just so you know. We are closing the business to go out there and celebrate their album release party. So any of you out there, if you get on like Spotify or whatever, Google, MLVC's new album is available now.
Am I invited?
Yes, of course you're invited.
The 27th.
Saturday night.
What time?
We will be there about 7:30 at night.
Okay.
It is bring your own food and bring your own drink.
dude, we're all right. Send me the details, right?
I will.
Because, dude, I'm. Send me what they both drink. Like we'll bring.
It's Slide Bass Bobby and DJ Gweed and DJ Gweed's wife Verbal.
Yeah, which I've met all of them
You
now.
have met all of them, yes.
So I know I'm bringing my homemade wine. I
know that Slide Bass Bobby likes the Bud Light Platinum.
Oh, me too. So that's a 6-gallon carboy of wine that I'm gonna bring DJ Gweed's wife.
Yes.
The full 6 fucking gallons. And dude, I'm telling you, like, let me know the details. I will at least make an appearance. I will wear my Bucks and Brews shit. Dude, hey, what are you gonna do when you've already had the old bull, but now you got the Bucks and Brews with the young calf?
The young calf.
Right, I got my chest fro looking all straight down to my
all the way down to my ball pubes.
Right. Say.
No, wait, it's ball fro to my chest pubes.
Yes, chest pubes, ball fro. Yeah, excuse me. My chest pubes, my ball fro, right? So, dude, send me the stuff. Mike, are you coming up?
I don't know. Maybe.
You are. As long as you feel better.
I'll feel better. I mean, I already had it. I just needed to rest up a little and do something else.
Mike, I know it doesn't matter most of the time. I want to give you a virtual hug, bud. Like I love my wife and she wants to hug me and stuff like that, but like I need a fucking hug that means something, man. And I want to send you straight up like a hug, dude. Like I hope you know I'm squeezing your back. Like, dude, I love you like a brother.
I love you guys.
I'm really like, dude, anytime you need anything, let me know. David, you know the same thing. Like I mean, right, like this is I look forward to this every week. And I tell my wife, I was like, hey, I got this. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, no, like this is the most important thing because I love doing this. And dude,
our podcast is a lot of fun.
I love
when I don't say much, I'm still entertained by the tangents and what you two argue. And
yeah,
I mean, the one with Hendy and the one with Hendy and Yvonne, and you know, those were just some fun ones.
Anytime the professor is on,
I do enjoy those.
I do too.
We need to make that trip to Lansing.
We do need to make that trip to Lansing. We need to
and
make
maybe
it when Nick's available
that trip
too.
to Lansing includes a trip to the Deja Vu out there.
Lansing Brewing is good.
I'm fine with that.
Lansing Brewing. All right, let's stay out of the
Since our visit to Angels was less than stellar last week.
It was definitely less than stellar. My poor daughter.
She's not poor. She only spent $6.
She spent $5.
See? I want you people to know my second round of old fashioned is straight up just whiskey.
Yeah.
With some cherries at the bottom.
That'll help you with the getting drunk to the point where you'll order delivery.
Yeah. Soon you'll have delivery.
My wife called me and I was like, hey, I'm doing my podcast. She's like, I'm sorry, bye. I was like, look, she probably wanted me to hear a song, but dude, I want you guys to know how important this is to me. I love that we're all wearing a Bucks and Brews stuff. Mike, great shirt.
What else would you wear during Bucks and Brews? What's weird is yours like looks a different color. Probably just it's the lighting and no, Dave's.
Oh, darker? It does look darker, doesn't it? He's sitting farther. Is that an RVD? Dude, RVD it up. RVD. Yes.
From Battle Creek, Michigan.
Anybody that doesn't understand that, right? Exactly. From Battle Creek, Michigan. Rob Van Dam, right? WWEF wrestler.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's an ECW original.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's like, the whole effing show.
The whole effing show. And that's what's up. Like 5-star frog splash to your face. Like, I still buy it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. So we're that thing across the ring. I mean, it wasn't like just a 5-star frog splash to like a third way the way into the ring. He would literally do it all the way across the ring.
He would. He had the Van Daminator, the Van Terminator, all sorts of shit. So we're coming up on an hour 45 here.
Really?
Yeah, should we wrap things up?
No, dude. Let's get back to. Let's quickly get back to.
Quiet quitting.
Silent and silent quitting is. David, you had asked, hey, what do we think about the words and how we're doing it? Like, or what do we think about it, right? Me, I don't give two shits, right? Like people, they'll be like, oh, you're a millennial, shut the fuck up. Like, oh, hey, you're a pussy, shut the fuck up. Like, words have never really impacted me in the way that it impacts most of the world, right? Because like, it sounds really arrogant, but when you speak, I don't actually listen unless I respect you. And so you have to understand that, like, and the funny thing is so I went to it's a really weird situation today. Somebody had a house that was completely destroyed, the owner, right? And okay, God, this is a long story. I'm going to make it kind of short.
Take a long, it's fine.
So, all right. The guy who signed the lease moved his girlfriend or his girlfriend in, but also had a wife, right? Like he had a wife and all that, and then had a girl on the side, and he moved it into the unit. This girl is a crackhead, and I mean that in the literal way, destroys my unit, and we sue him for $25,000 worth of damage, because that's what keeps you out of federal court, but it keeps it into the claims. And he's like, I'm going to get my contractor through. Our lawyer is like, hey, he has rights to the unit still, which blows my mind after the amount of months. And finally, he walked the unit, and you could see that he's like, oh, shit, this has a lot of damage, right? He brought his contractors through. So, Mike, because you don't know or understand, you get the business, but you don't get it, right? Like, yeah. So the guy's like, oh, I own 32 units. And I was like, that's cute. You'll catch up someday, right? Like I was a complete asshole to him. And he looks at me and he's like you can just tell he's like, oh shit, what? Like, what'd you say? I was like, dude, like,
you thought you were like a first timer or a second timer, and he's like, crap, you know more than I do.
Zach, right? Like, and his contractor comes in, he's like, I'm the number 3 contractor in all of Grand Rapids. And I was like, and I go to him, I was like, that's funny. I've never heard of your guys' company. And if you could name the first 2, I'd be willing to listen. Right? So this guy, like, it was just hilarious to me because I was like, name the first 2, right? Because who's above you and who are you?
Yeah.
Say, so my dumb ass is over here just trolling the shit out of these people all day, every day, because I'm like, yeah, I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. All I know is you owe my person money. And the worst part is because I will always respect people, which sucks. So the guy, he gets out and he's like, hey, I'm Mike, shakes the first person's hand, puts his hand out to me. And I was like, I got to shake your hand even though you fucked me over, because I'm respectful. And the owner's there and he shakes his hand. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And then he looks down at the owner's son, right, which is a year old, right? Like very young, very. And he goes, oh, whose kid? And the owner's like, it's my kid. And I was like, and I told the owner at the end of all of it, and I was like, once he asked whose kid that was, I would have jacked him in the face and called it a wash, right? Like, don't ever ask me about my kid. Don't ever ask me about anything of life. Like, I value my family more than you value your life, right? But I told the owner, I was like, hey, just look, like, and I told him, I was like, yeah, he told me I had 32 units. What a dumbass, right? Like, and I told him, I said, that's cute. Like, you're catching up quick, right? So he's like, no shit. But that's the kind of thing that just bothers me is, you know, these people are getting away with everything right now. This place has more than $25,000 worth of damage. The owner will settle for a certain dollar amount. I'm not going to say it on air.
Yeah.
But I'm just, when you put the wrong people in and you have a mistress that's going into a unit and you're not going to be the person, don't co-sign for people. Stop doing it, right? Stop. And you know, I pulled a Freedom of Information Act, which I'll give that. David, we try to give free tips whenever we can.
We do.
Yeah, say pull Freedom of Information Act. And you'll get to see anything about the person from any city that you want. You just have to declare who they are, right? So pull counties around you, see if there's anything about them that's been in a police record. That's free tip. Granted, if it takes them less than 15 minutes to pull the information up, it's free. It takes more than that, it costs you money. And if it costs you money, that's a fucking warning sign, just to let people know.
No shit, right?
And this person, so today I think I got, I had to open up 17 police records, right?
Wow.
For this property, right? And the owner comes in, he brings his people, and you know, he's like, oh, this, and it was funny. It didn't go the way he wanted it to go, which I thought was hilarious. And you know, he's like, oh, these windows, and I was like, yep. I was like, $250 a piece times 8. And he's like, really? And I was like, well, if you find it cheaper, let me know, bud. So you know, and I was like, we go outside and the fascia's fucked up, and I was like, yeah, I think they threw a shovel there and it broke that glass, which we've already replaced. A baseball went through that one. And he's like, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. And I was like, dude, your sorries go about 2 seconds for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't fucking care about you in any way, shape, or form. You've cost me time and money. And when I'm learning that money is nothing, time is worth everything, right? If you cost me time, it's game over, bud.
Yeah, and that's one of the places people need to get to, honestly. And that really ties into the quiet quitting thing.
Mm-hmm.
My time is way more valuable than anything else because it's the one thing I can't get back.
You know what? I'll give this another free tip. I was talking to Walt, which now I can say his name. I'll do whatever. We'll call him Walt. He's my mentor, right? And he's like, Nick, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? He goes, how much do you value your time at? And I was like, I value my time at the amount of money I'm going to fucking make. He's like, what do you make? And at the time, it wasn't much. And he's like, I was like, what do you value your time at? And he goes, I don't know. I won't fucking do anything for less than $100 an hour. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And he goes, no, if you don't value your time at $100 an hour, you're not where you're supposed to be, or you're in the growing phase and you need to fucking get there. And he goes, why are you mowing your own lawns? And I was like, I mow all my lawns because it's cheap. And this year I found a kid to mow my lawns. And, you know, it cost me $45 every 2 weeks, whatever it might be. $40, I don't fucking know. I don't care. All I know is I've hopped on my zero turn, I don't know, 3 times this year to mow my front and backyard because my neighbor does my front yard and I let my backyard go like crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
And when you realize that you can get to the point of $100 an hour and your time, like my daughter is worth, if you tell me your kids are not worth $100 an hour, figure out your life and figure it out quick, right? Because I I'd never valued myself at any money. I had a tenant call me just the other day, and so note to everybody, I finally raised my rents a little bit, not much. I had a tenant call me and goes, "Hey, the lock's not working on the thing, and I'm going to replace it, and I'll send you the bill." And I was like, "Nope, I'll get over there. I'll figure it out." To be honest, I was lazy. I didn't get to do it. And he's like, "Hey, I'm going to replace it. It's been too long." And I was like, "Fine." But when you look at it, like now I'm going to raise his rent even more the next time, because I know he's got that bill, and that's why he texted me, is to recoup that little bit of money. But yeah, no, I didn't. There's David. How many times have you changed your locks in your house?
Once.
Mike?
The only time I've done it in this particular house is when I first moved in.
Exactly. So, like, I didn't break the fucking lock. Why are you charging me, right? Charge yourself for breaking that fucking thing, because it's installed by a professional. I didn't do it. Like, pisses me off. So, it's making me more of an asshole, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, one of the things we run into is the more shit we have to deal with, the more sour we become.
Yep.
And it makes it harder to care about whatever's going on.
Yep.
And that's unfortunate, but you draw from your experience. And if your experience is getting, screwed over, you're not going to be real forgiving.
That's a fact.
My favorite part about the term quiet quitting is the fact that it's an alliteration. And I do like myself alliterations.
It's what?
Alliterations. That's where the consonant sounds repeat at the beginning of the words.
Quiet quitting.
What I like about it.
Oh,
If it was a palindrome, I love it even more because I love palindromes.
Mike's a little bit of a wordsmith.
I am. I'm a little bit of a nerd. Or a lot of a nerd.
So we're going on 2 hours here, and 2 of you are at home, and one of us has to drive home. So I think it's about time we start to wrap things up a little bit. So,
okay,
kind of to recap here, I hate the term, but I agree with the sentiment. People are doing what they're paid to do, and that's a good thing.
And
but again, it shouldn't be a derogatory term. And that's the problem, is it's basically saying you don't care enough to work here if you're only doing your requirements of your job. And it shouldn't be that. It should be, hey, you're doing the requirements of your job. Awesome.
Yep.
Correct. So Nick.
They're all in the other room. But anyway, so I'll hit you with the normals. So like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Bucks and Brews is bringing you the best financial advice. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We go on tangents. We'll talk about our life because we're normal people. I'd like to give a shout out to myself for making the best old fashioned I've had tonight.
Tonight.
Is that the first one or the just pure whiskey one?
I'll go with the first one because that was an old fashioned. The second one was pure whiskey. I did have an ice cube for the first half of that drink. I appreciate everybody that listens and follows along with us. So David,
I will say that the guy we met on TikTok that loves our logo.
Yep.
He got the little care package you sent. And he absolutely loved it.
That's the guy from Norway or whatever.
No, this one is Adam. He's from, I want to say, Georgia or Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Alabama or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going into, I don't know, one of the trades, plumbing, electrical, HVAC. That was it.
He's going to move. He's going to move and he's going to start his own stuff over there. And he's got all the training here. So he's a great guy. I sent him his stuff for the first time ever. I I didn't look up his address to give a shit about what he has and where he's going to be. And yeah.
I mean, we're like a year or so later and Martin still hasn't gotten his shit.
Really?
Yeah, you remember Martin?
Yeah, I have to go back and find my email about that.
He
guy.
wasn't. I will tell you right now, I don't think Martin's episode was very well received.
Which one was Martin?
How to sell a business.
I think it was, yeah.
I would say 001. I wouldn't say 101 because like I like interviewing people, but he didn't give any knowledge to anybody.
He was
right?
a hoarder.
I owned blah 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 and I sold it for blah blah blah. Okay, cool. What is blah blah blah? Like, what industry are you in? Well, I can't say that. Like, I'm sorry, guy. Like, we're here to give the fucking details, all right? We're not here to give, oh, hey, if you start some business, you could sell it for some money, right? Like, that's like me saying, hey, like, I mean, dude, we had Subway on, and they're like, this is what you buy it for. This is what you can roughly sell it for if you get it running. I've done it on real estate, buy it for this, sell it for this, like,
we had Barat on. He talked about, how he values things.
Yep.
Millennial Money Witch we had on. She gave a bunch of great information.
So yeah, I just plugged her today to a person. Yeah, I plugged her today and I said, look, you need to go get yourself a career coach, right? Who will guide you into where you want to be and tell you, like, hey, this is how to get the best money for what you do in the industry, right?
She's a hell of a job coach.
I said, listen to my podcast. And I even said, I was like, I don't know her true name at this moment. I was like, but I know it's Money Witch, right? Like,
Jessie De Silva.
Yeah, I was like, look it up. She's from Florida. And I was like, she's a great person. Like, she'll help you in every aspect of what you need to do. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, so really, it's just helping people connect people. That's what we do best.
It kind of is.
So I've given my old fashioned a shout out. David?
I really enjoyed my Reds.
Good man.
Because my wife will not listen to this. I drank all 6.
Mike?
I did drink one.
I seen you grab
the Steel, the Wild Sour series. This is the Flanders Red, which is, it's a good beer. Like you'd expect a Flanders Red to be.
I could also have a Black Butte non-alcoholic.
Without swearing?
Yes.
Because Flanders, he doesn't want to swear.
He does not. So, Nick, hit us again.
Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Appreciate you guys. Really, I can't wait to see you next week. David, I think, started softball, so we're going to start doing a little more Wednesdays versus Tuesdays.
I have not started softball. I'm taking the entire fall off.
Okay. So we're gonna try to keep with the schedule and make sure you guys get something once a week. Again,
yes, we totally are.
David had Tuesday plans. My wife invited me to the concert tonight, but I chose to do this versus paying the $140 to do the fucking concert, which I would have loved to see my daughter's first concert. But I like you guys, so take care. Please share this. If you made it to the end, you're a rock star. If you just made it to the beginning, you learned a shit ton right away.
Thanks again for joining us, and we will be back with you guys next week.
See you guys.
You've dialed in to Bucks and Brews. You might hear something you can use, like tips on your cash or tips on the suds. You're gonna want to use the smarts of these stuff, because they know the brews, and they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks. So listen up, because shit's not funny, and save yourself some beer money. Bucks and Brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Brews.
and Brews.
Bucks and Brews.